how can we plan accordingly? How can we take care of our guys? How can we try to continue to move forward? And when we've been doing that, I've been very proud of everybody associated with VCU basketball and everyone doing their part.
You feel so bad for like all the seniors, especially, that their season just is done like that. And even people now that like are high school seniors, they didn't get their proper graduation or any of that kind of, end of the year that you would normally have. And then going into starting college, you know what I mean? Like, that's not the way you want to start. I mean, I feel so bad for guys like that,
Oh, without a doubt. Your heart breaks for people that put so much into it, and everybody wants that experience of that senior year or the playoffs or one last run with your teammates. And you don't have control of that, and it's taken away. And man, the high school seniors who have one more season left with with their school, with their team, and it's taken away. But it also, I use this all the time, Mike. It makes you go back and make sure we really appreciate all this, because there's been times in history and times in the world that things occur, from a pandemic to war to crazy things that we don't have control of, that just wreck our everyday approach, things that we take for granted. And that's going on right now for a lot of people. My 16-year-old son doesn't have football season this year, and he's devastated. And I'm explaining to him that a lot of people have gone through something that you're going through, and how you respond is the most important thing. What are you going to do about it? And that's what I keep telling our players as well. Let's respond the right way and control what we can control. Believe in the leaders, believe in the people that are telling us what to do, that things are going to get better, and we can get back to sort of that normal lifestyle. But man, let's really appreciate this, because like we've experienced, it could be taken away from us very quickly.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. I mean, me and my buddies and the guys that I do games with, I mean, just from our perspective, right? I mean, yeah, and we all get there. We get to a certain point, and then we want a little bit more, and then we're upset about this. And then, we're like, oh, how come we got this game? Or how come he's doing that? It's like, I don't think anybody's ever going to be upset or bitch about what kind of assignment they get anymore, like when it's all taken away.
Think about it. For 5 months, we haven't had anything.
Mm.
And now slowly and surely it's coming back. And, when it's taken away from you, and, what I've told our players, this is, like you can't even go in the gym. Some kids still haven't even been in the gym to play basketball. And their local playgrounds, the town or the borough or the city have taken the rims off the backboard. They have nowhere to go. And at least at VCU here and in places around the country, you can get back into your practice facility and get to work. But some kids don't even have a place to go shoot hoops. And that's crazy, but that's the world we live in right now. So let's make sure we really appreciate this. And as a coach, I want to get in the gym with our guys and coach our first game this year, just to get back to showing that appreciation, man. We're very lucky.
Yeah, I mean, and I know this is secondary, but I'm just, hey, we don't want that VCU home sellout streak to end. You know what I mean? And it's like this year, it's just, I don't think that's going to be possible.
Yeah, well, look, there may be no fans all year long, but there'll be a game, and our fans could watch it. We'll take that, right? And we'll take that, and we'll appreciate it. And I want our guys to show their appreciation for all that support and for Ram Nation by how hard we play, what type of teammates we are, and how we handle all this craziness, right? That's how we could show our appreciation when we put on our uniforms.
Hey, we were talking last year. I know you and I had a couple of discussions, and I really liked what you said about just, you wanted to evaluate every single thing that you guys are doing, and make it better. And then at the end of the year, talk to every single one of your guys and be like, hey, what's going on here? Like, what can we do better? And, it doesn't have to take something like to this magnitude. You know what I mean? You had said that beforehand. It's like, I want to do that too. And I have been doing that. And I think hopefully other people will decide to do that too. What can we take and just do better and evaluate? This whole thing now has really made us, right, evaluate even some more of that stuff. So, like, I don't know if you've had any more thoughts or things that you're trying to do either personally or professionally because of what happened,
Well, the biggest thing for me personally, and then what I want our staff to do, and the leaders in our program, is get rid of the noise, get rid of the extra fluff, get rid of the things that does not impact our program positively. And it could be different things for different people. And And I think that's really important for us right now, what we just experienced as a society, and what we're going through in so many different avenues is, where can you impact other people positively the most? And for us and for me is, I can impact my family and how I lead my family and teaching them great lessons and supporting them with, and being present when I'm with them. But then with my team, giving them examples and educating them on and off the court of doing things the right way, what's most important for them at this time and for their futures, and really harp on that. And let's, like, for example, the you brought it up, the fans and all that stuff. That is super important, because we love that support. But that shouldn't be number one on the list for successful VCU basketball. We love that, and that's a huge advantage. Number one on the list is, how can we make each player a better person, a better player, a stronger person, a mentally more mature, emotionally more mature. We got to have plans and follow through with those plans. And that's what we did a lot this off season. Let's put things in order, and then let's really put a plan to those things that are most important in our program. And for one thing, off to court education, of course, the classroom and the academic education, but also um, teaching our guys and having them more educated on social injustice and the things going on in our society, being a young Black man in this world. It's one thing to feel this way, but why do you feel this way? And educate them. And we put a program together this fall that is going to help them understand all this better, so they could help the people around them. That's one thing. The other thing that we've done is we've really worked on mental health from a staff to a program, because there's so much more on a young person's mind and weighs them down than ever before. Let's teach them how to work through that. We didn't even get to basketball yet, Mike. That's okay, because if we can develop these guys off the court and make them mentally and emotionally stronger, and we get to the basketball part, there's less for them to be a barrier, a wall, as I say. The basketball becomes easier. So that's been a huge emphasis for me as the coach at VCU with our guys. And then on top of that, the basketball part, make that the most enjoyable part of their day by working so hard. And I think that's a huge undertaking for us. We're going to always play hard and work hard, but let's understand why we're doing it that way.
It's 100% right. I mean, when this all started, and to your point too, and the mental health. I mean, if you don't have that, if you don't have your mental or physical health, right, then I guess you can't even get to those other things. Like, it was exactly what you just said. Like, we haven't even talked about basketball, because if you don't have them in the best position and the best space, then what are they going to do then? You know what I mean? I mean,
Well,
you have all those.
I say this all the time. If you're not healthy, even as you continue to get older, if you're not healthy or mentally healthy, how can you help other people move forward? And I know there's a lot of stress and anxiety in the world today for all of us, trying to figure this pandemic out, get through stuff, deal with other things that affect all our lives. And but man, I know this: a lot of people have it worse off than I do, for sure, in many ways. And but we gotta try to make sure we stay healthy and get healthier, as physically as well as mentally. And if we can lead the way that way and take care of ourselves, we can give more to others. And that's been a big priority for our program, this pandemic, this off season.
Hey, do you think there was a time at all personally where you had maybe a switch or a shift in, maybe whether it was your thinking or in the way you're talking and talking about all this stuff now? I don't know. Have you felt this way for a long time? Has it changed your recruiting over the years? You know how everybody's, hey, we got this, we got that. I mean, I don't know. It sounds like to me you take a different approach. You're coming in with this kind of stuff, and I don't know when, that might have shifted or changed. You know
Well,
what I mean?
I think that the reason I'm sitting here at VCU and the success I've had, and I don't have all the answers, but I know it. I always I tell our players this. Some of our guys, when I was a sophomore, I fought it all the time. I was a good player, but I had to prove myself. I wanted to compete. But I was very selfish, and I had I was very emotional. And I remember Coach Flannery, Pat Flannery was my coach. It was just a normal day early in the season, my sophomore year, before the season started. And And I just had such a bad practice, a bad day. I responded the wrong way. I was building this self-induced stress and anxiety in me. And I remember, and I always say, I think God just flicked the switch inside of me. I'm walking to the cafeteria after practice at Lebanon Valley College, and I finally said to myself, why am I hating this so much? Why am I fighting this so much? I love basketball so much. I love to be in the gym. I love being around teammates. Why am I being like this? And I'm telling you, that was just sort of my epiphany, my moment. And Shaka used to always ask me more questions about it, like, how did you see that coming? And I don't know, it just happened. And I share that with our players all the time, that you got to get to a point in your life, and we hope it's sooner than later, that quit fighting the world, quit fighting other people. Most of the people you surround yourself are always trying to help you. So let go. And that's hard to do sometimes. Let go and don't fight it. Now, I've never been perfect since, that's for sure. But that moment there, I became a more coachable, more coachable player, a better teammate. I enjoyed more. And you know what? I became a better player. And I think I became a better person. I was more open to learning away from the basketball gym. And it totally changed me. And it totally, so all these years later, when you feel stress and anxiety, and we all get the weight on our shoulders, or you get tight in your neck and your traps, and your hands are sweaty, we've all been there. And especially like now, when there's some things we can't control, but that, man, they're really affecting our lives and our families' lives. What can we control? Let go of some stuff and control what we can control, and how can we make it better for other people? And I'm not perfect at it. I still feel like when things don't go our way at VCU, I'm letting everybody down. That's sort of my burden and my stress and anxiety. But I know how to become aware of it, through mindfulness practice, through meditation, through talking to people. There's nothing wrong with that. To letting my staff know how I feel, and letting our players know how I feel, that it's okay to feel that way, but being aware of it and keeping things simple and impacting the people around you. I think the best way I let go of stress and anxiety right now is, how can I help other people? How can I help my players? How can I help Corey Douglas be ready for grad school right now? How can I help Levi Stockard, who's one of our transfers, feel more comfortable at VCU? How can I help Bones Highland become a better leader? How can I help our assistant coaches be clearer teaching our guys? And that's been number one on my list this offseason. But it started way back long time ago, and I'm still coaching basketball. Like, I'm not creating a vaccine. You know, that's the most important thing in the world, right? I'm coaching basketball, but how can I make an impact in these guys' life to bring awareness of how they feel, so they can become the best level, person that they can be.
Well, you're definitely doing it. We know that. I mean, and I know you've had a lot of changes and things you've had to make there, and getting guys, in the right mindset, like you're talking about. You mentioned a couple of the guys there. I was looking through your roster, so that's basically, you got like the two seniors right there, right? And then you
Right.
mentioned and a bunch of new freshmen. Love the way Bones Highland played last year. I thought he was just going to be, he already is, but he's going to be a really exciting player for you guys for years to come. I don't know what's got you most excited about this group as you dive into the roster and the way you've kind of tried to put this thing together, the right way.
Yeah, well, I've had a blast coaching these guys and being around them this fall, summer and fall. We've had some spirited workouts and practices. We're just going to be so young, and we're immature at a lot of positions, but that's fun too, because there's going to be a lot of growth ahead of us. I really think as the year goes on, we'll really improve, but early on, we're going to have to figure some things out, and we're going to have to, learn to become battle tested quick. But I do like, the pieces we have. And our young guys are I think talented players, and they got some edge to them. They just don't know what they don't know, and that's up to us as a coach, and as a coaching staff, and our older guys, helping. Levi Stocker, to transfer from Kansas State. I mean, he played for one of the best coaches in the country, and Coach Weber. So he comes here with a lot of great qualities and positives, but he's still trying to, just fit in and figure it out and blend in. But Corey Douglas has done a great job of being a leader by example. and guys really respect him, and he's healthy now. And then, we just got to get these young guys to mature on the fly, as I say. But we're still going to be who we are, and we're still going to try to be very aggressive and play with great freedom. And we're just going to have to really learn to play together and build our emotional and mental toughness as we're going along.
Couple like upperclassmen, if you will. They're Williams and Curry, I know. And then what is he? Another transfer, I think, right? Brendan, what Medley Macon, right out of Coppin State.
Yes.
You guys
Brendan
felt,
is a 7-7-1.
yeah.
He's gonna redshirt this year. He is
Okay.
gonna sit out the year for great development. I think we're gonna get more out of his third year here than his first year. But really a great feel for the game, a guy his size, late bloomer. His size, it's high level size, so it's really gonna help us, and very coachable kid. And Keyshawn Curry and Vince Williams, they're upperclassmen now at VCU, and so we're going to expect more of them. I think their approach has been great. I think Vince is healthy. He dealt with an Achilles injury at the end of the year, had to put him on the shelf, but he's had a great summer. This is the first summer where he hasn't had to deal with an injury, so I think he's really took a step forward. Keyshawn, we've seen great clips of him throughout the 2 years. Now it's time to produce every night, but produced by energy and leadership, and then all the other good stuff will come. And then, like you said, Bones Highland and Trey Clark, Jaron McAllister, Hassan Ward, those four sophomores have ability to really help us. And, of course, Bones is very talented. Now he has to become, our emotional leader, and everyone's going to be gunning for him every night. So he's going to have to show us great mental toughness every night by helping his team win in any way necessary. And his talent will definitely shine throughout the year. So, we expect good things from him as his teammates. And then we got a bunch of freshmen who are going to play. We're going to throw them in the fire like VCU does. And we're really looking forward to seeing how they can help us.
Now, let me say this. Now, do you think you or, many other coaches around the country might try to do something or things a little bit differently this year than maybe they normally wouldn't have because of everything that's going on? I mean, there's a lot of uncertainty. I mean, I'm talking maybe even redshirting guys that you maybe wouldn't or anything like that. Is there anything else you think that's going to happen? Because
Once we get some more answers from the NCAA and how we're doing things, I think creates, your plan. But it sounds like we're going to play a lot of games, and we're going to have an NCAA tournament, a conference tournament, and an NCAA tournament. So you're going to have a full schedule, or pretty darn close to it. Guys want to play. They've been on the shelf here for a few months now. So, guys are going to be hungry to play. All our guys want to play. So unless injuries happen, which changes your plans and you can't control that, I think a lot of coaches, a lot of players, they want to play. They want to play. Players play. I say that all the time. Players play, and they love the game too much to put themselves on the shelf.
it's almost tough even trying to like talk about it or even figure out what you think is going to happen because I mean, you say one thing one day and then 3 days later it changes, you know what I mean? So it's like I have this conversation with you now and it's like a month later it'd be like, oh no, we're doing this, so
Yeah,
I mean, I don't even know what
Mike, we put a plan together right after the conference tournament was canceled, from with our leadership in our athletic department to our doctors here at VCU Health. And we put a plan together with all this protocol. And then when the CDC or department in the Virginia Department of Health or whomever added more things, and the doctors and our trainers got involved, and our athletic trainer who was overseeing it changed our protocol and our plans and our calendar. And that's how it goes. And instead of fighting that, we've accepted that and say, okay, what can we do to make this the best situation for our players? And at one time, we didn't get frustrated. This is how it's going to be. This is the protocol. This is the plan. We're going to do it to the best of our abilities. What we can control is our discipline every day of trying to keep ourselves healthy and well and sticking to the game plan. And it's the same thing now. If we go to bubbles to play or we have home and homes, we're going to have a strict policy that if we want to play basketball at a high level and play basketball and get back to some type of normalcy, we got to follow that plan. Instead of fighting it as a coach in a basketball program, no, okay, this is how it is. Okay, let's keep our guys as disciplined as possible. If you guys want to play college basketball in front of people or on national television, and get to our conference tournament, we gotta do the right things. And I hope everybody takes that approach, and instead of fighting it or complaining about it, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Let's handle it. Let's handle it as best of our abilities. And you guys have to do the same thing too. To do, hey, we just got to be smart. It means things have changed in the past, but change isn't always bad either, especially if we want to get to where we want to go.
No, I mean, I agree. I mean, even us with on the air and, social distance and dividers up and wearing the mask. I mean, and I'm a huge proponent of it. And don't get me wrong. It's like, I want to just people just wear your mask and let's like follow the rules and the guidelines to get this and make this better. You know what I mean? I just don't know. Not everybody obviously is doing that. So, I mean, I want that to happen, but you know what I mean? But like, sometimes I look at some of the things that people are doing or we're doing, and I don't have the answers or a better plan. I'm just kind of speaking out that, unless it honestly affects and is done for a reason, let's not have 78 different rules just to have a rule. Like, it better be for a reason, but like, I think it would be okay if our sideline person who's not around anybody can at least take their mask off to do the report, or put it back on. But we see people not wearing that, you know what I mean? I'm not saying don't, but there's certain things that you're just like, okay, how much more are we going to take this, because people are, they want to get back to doing what they want to do,
Yeah, but the biggest thing is when it comes to health, and the wellness of people, we got to make sure we not only take care of ourselves and our families and the people that are entrusting our leadership or whatever. We got to make sure we stay healthy and keep people well and safe. And that to me is the most important thing. And as that stuff continues to improve and get better, then we can move on in a different direction or different avenues. But for now, let's do what the leaders are telling us to do, so we can get back to playing college basketball. That's our goal around here.
Let's hope, it's going to be a fun season no matter what. I mean, just to get it out there is going to be the most important thing. And I don't know, I just kind of love like the opportunity and the things that you guys have there and you've had for so many years. And I know as a coach, you've got a lot of things you got to deal with. So on the outside, anybody looking in, it's like, oh, what a great place. You got great facilities, the fans, whatever. And I'm sure there's a ton of pressure. I mean, obviously you want to win, you're successful year after year after year. But I seem to think like your fans and the people there, they're so supportive, they're appreciative, but they seem to me, and like you can say what you say, but to be a little bit understanding, like, I mean, I know you didn't finish the year the way you want to finish last year, or hey, things don't always go perfectly, but they're respectful. Every time I go there, the Siegel Center, they're loud, they're boisterous, but they're respectful. They know basketball, they understand. I don't know if there's many places around the country that just seem to have this stuff that you guys have there, based on everything that's come together for so long. I mean,
the support here, the decisions they made to move basketball forward, they've been doing it for such a long time, long before I ever got here and was a part of VCU basketball. But that's what's special about this place. But our fans know basketball. They know basketball because they come to every game. They're a part of it. What I love most about Ram Nation, what I love most about our fans, is the way they support our players through thick and thin. And then after they graduate, they've pride in VCU basketball and their players, and they do take them under their wings. I think that's really important. Do they get upset with the coaches and the players when they're not performing or underachieving? Absolutely. But we do too, without a doubt. Last year, look, we were 17-6. Everyone's talking about seeding an NCAA tournament, and the wheels fell off. And I'm the head coach. I'm the leader of the program. There's not a day to go by that I don't think about what we could have done differently. Some of it was out of our control when it comes to injuries and other things, illnesses and so forth. I said it was the most unique season I've ever was a part of, because I never had so many guys miss practice due to injuries and illnesses. Now, of course, we see what occurred for so many, but that was just a bummer. But that's how it goes. Other schools have gone through that as well. It was a first for me at that magnitude. But when we got to the point at the end of the year, we were in survival mode, trying to pull out games. We were close with guys having new roles, lots of young guys and all that stuff. And you saw some bright stuff, but not good enough to win the hardest part of our schedule in the A-10 at the end of the year there. And that was disappointing. And we all were disappointed because we all had high hopes, but it tells you don't take it for granted. We had an older group, but we We had a lot of things that didn't go our way and things out of our control, and we just weren't good enough down the stretch. And then, of course, the season ends in the conference tournament for everybody, and it's just a bummer. But it goes back to your core values. Let's be so enthusiastic of the opportunities we have ahead of us. Let's appreciate all this, and then let's get a level of toughness for us at VCU of getting through adversity even better than we have, and still finding ways. But our fans support us, and they're, the city of Richmond loves basketball, and they love VCU basketball. They love the University of Richmond basketball. There's unbelievable people that support both places, and that's what's great being in Atlantic 10. It's a basketball league, and then we have fans like we do that support VCU so much and take care of our guys and look after them. It's a special place to be.
Yeah, I love coming down to Richmond, man. Every year, I just ever since I was back in college, I went to UMass, and I'm talking now like almost 20 years ago. When I first came down there, I did a football game, and I was like, man, this city is cool. Like, I love this place, and it's never changed. So, hey, last thing, just for everybody out there, I know right now it's September 15th, but for the fans and the people just saying, hey, what's going on? Just give us the utmost up-to-date that from the league, the Atlantic 10, for you, practicing, games, non-conference, conference. What does it sound like? What does it look like right now? Like we said, things will change, but what do you know?
Right, yeah, Mike, great question. Right now, 4 hours on the week, 4 hours a week on the court with our players. That may eventually, the next few weeks, move up to 8 or 12 hours, and then what we're hearing is October 14th or 15th, going our 20 hours, preseason, and then possibly November 21st, as early as November 21st, or in the time frame 21st to the 25th, starting somewhere in that time. And then, I don't think we'll have a full slate of 31 total games, but it might not be too far off of there of total games. The A10, we're moving forward with our 18-game schedule, and going there. How we're going to figure that out is to be determined by our leaders. And, we have one of the best commissioners in the country, and she Bernadette McGlade will put that together with the great people in our A10 office with the AD. So we'll get it right. I don't know how we'll approach it, home and home situations, but I know, Ed McLaughlin, our athletic director, Jimmy Martelli, who's in charge of our scheduling, and myself, we'll get together to do our out of conference and try to play the best, toughest schedule that we could possibly find, no matter how many games we have. So we're moving forward. There's some decisions got to be made by the big dogs, as I like to say. And when the big dogs make that decision and it's in writing, we'll go from there and we'll take off.
All right, sounds good. I mean, I know nothing's easy, but when I look at like football and how difficult it is there with, if you miss a game or have to reschedule something and you get 100 guys, I mean, at least it's like, okay, 20, 25 people, whatever. Okay, we're going to go play this guy. We'll get a hotel. We'll figure it out. We'll go.
The best thing of all of this, and it stinks for a lot of reasons, right? That we're going through stuff that we can't control. Mike, the best thing about all this is watching all these athletes in all different sports, football, other sports, and moving forward, all these college athletes are going to figure it out because they want to play the sport that they love. That's what we can't forget on all this. And it's going to bring great joy to our country, great joy to so many people that love their teams, and to families so they can watch their sons and daughters play college sports again. Like, that's what we can't forget a year from now, once we get back to some normalcy, about taking advantage of these awesome opportunities. And our guys want to get on the court in uniform so bad. And I told, don't ever, so when you're working out every day in the weight room or on the track or in the gym in a workout, don't forget that. That should be the reason you work even harder. Or for that lacrosse player getting their shots on goal by themselves on the field, or that golfer going out there, like, this stuff was taken away from you and it wasn't your fault, but it is what it is. Now you take advantage of having this opportunity again. Take full advantage of it. Use it. Don't let it abuse you. You use it to become the best person and competitor you can be. And I keep saying that to our guys every day. What a great opportunity we have to really appreciate this more than ever before.
Yep, you got the right approach. There's no doubt about it. And it's awesome talking to you, Coach. I always appreciate it, man. Wish you all the best.
Appreciate it, Mike.
Yeah, have a good one, and look forward to seeing you this season.
Sounds great. Thanks. We'll see you soon.
Okay, buddy.